You're listening to Radio Lab.
I'm Julia.
No, I'm Julia.
Well, this is awkward.
Well, now that you made it awkward.
Wait, pause. What creates social awkwardness?
That's a great question. Let's go and find out.
Have you had any awkward situations with your friends?
I've had a pretty straight up life.
Oh.
Alrighty then.
Let's try that again. Have you ever had an awkward situation with any kind of teacher?
Or tutor.
Well, one day I was at Vantage practicing for the Bio SAT 2, and my tutor left to go make some copies out of the room. She has a bowl of Starbursts and candy on her desk, and I'm always too embarrassed to take them in front of her. So I took a few, then I heard her coming back, so I shoved them in my pants. I grabbed my books and I left to go to my mom's car, and when I stood up, all of the candy fell out from under my pants, and I was so embarrassed when she made eye contact. It happened to me my last session, so I guess it was fine, but she totally knew I was stealing her candy.
Oh, God.
Good thing it was her last session.
Gosh, what some people do for candy these days is ridiculous. Have you ever had an awkward experience with a person more superior than you, like a teacher?
Yeah, I was bad-mouthing a teacher with my friend, and we were in the bathroom, and then when we turned around, the teacher was right behind me, and I didn't know what to do.
Did you say anything to cover it up, or did you just run?
I just looked down and left the bathroom.
Did you ever apologize, or never, or you avoided the subject?
I just avoided the subject.
Wow.
Was it awkward?
Do you think
it
it
was
affected your
completely
relationship?
I think it did, because afterwards, the relationship between the teacher and myself, like, you could tell, like, he wouldn't really look at me in the eyes anymore. He seemed a little upset and disappointed in me, and then I started feeling really guilty about it.
Well, you're lucky he didn't, like, contact a parent, you know?
Yeah.
Did he contact a parent?
No, he didn't contact a parent, thankfully.
Right.
But if he did, that would have been really bad.
Do you feel awkward passing teachers in the hallway?
Yes, I do, in fact, because every day to school, I'm late. Every day.
Like right now, it is 8:40,
Yeah.
and you're late
My
for
teachers
first
hate
period.
me. I don't hate them, but they hate me, so.
Oh,
They think I
wow.
don't respect them, but I do. I just can't wake up. I'm a bum.
Well, have you ever thought about waking up a little bit earlier?
No.
No.
Never thought of that.
Do your parents care?
Yes. Well, my mom doesn't want to call me into school, so every day I'm late. And I don't want to wake up earlier or go to sleep earlier. So
Well, I think that you should maybe consider going to sleep a little bit earlier so it's easier to wake up.
you know, maybe
So
I
your
should.
teachers don't hate you, so it's not awkward when you pass them in the hallway.
No, it's awkward.
No, Jules, I don't even know what we would do if we were in some of these situations.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, imagine seeing Phillipson every day after that. Also, these interviews clearly show how uncomfortable moments with people superior to them made them isolate themselves out of nervousness, you know?
Yeah, but also I still think there's room to mend the relationships. If you go into a situation thinking something might be awkward, you will probably be the one to make it awkward.
That's so true, and I'm sure many situations like this occur, and only the person feeling embarrassed will actually deeply analyze and remember the situation. And if that person's able to put the past behind them and just try to act natural again, I'm sure they can minimize the tension in the air.
Wait, Jules, don't you feel like awkward situations in the past may not always affect the future in a negative way, though?
Yeah, I guess sometimes these situations can create humor in the long run. Actually, looking back, there are so many embarrassing moments that I can just laugh off right now.
Yeah, same. It's because those experiences probably happened with people that we weren't close with, so we were both able to let go of the shame.
All right, let's take a look at some examples.
This is a school dance I was at, and I didn't really know how to dance, so I just tried copying this girl who was really close to me, and then she noticed, so she tried teaching me the steps, and I was kind of blushing a little bit, and I think she noticed that, and she started giggling. I kind of just walked away from the situation at the end of it all.
Did you, like, try to dance with her, or did you...
Yeah, for a little bit, but then I saw she was smiling at me, seeing that I was messing up, and that's kind of what embarrassed me the most, I guess.
Do you think that affected the rest of your social life?
I don't think so.
Like,
Good.
did you feel bad or funny? Like, did you look
I guess
the
I felt-
situation and laugh, or were you like...
I guess it was a little funny when I look back at it.
Gotta feel bad for that guy. Hopefully he found a girl and everything worked out for him.
Let's check out what some other people have to say.
At my sleepaway camp, we were going water skiing on the girls' side of campus, and around us were pretty much the 12-year-old girls doing in kayak. And it was my first time water skiing, so I was a little nervous. But as I got up, I looked down, and my bathing suit was gone.
Whoa. Hang on, Julia. Can you please press repeat on that?
I looked down, and my bathing suit was gone.
Didn't see that one coming.
And it turns out a couple of these 12-year-old girls found my bathing suit and started throwing it around in the air while I looked for it.
How did you get it from them?
I had to beg.
So were your pants on while you were begging?
No, I was naked.
Okay.
Do you know these girls now, or
No,
so it didn't really affect you?
it's not weird. It was for the summer.
Wow, hopefully those girls gave him his pants back, or else that would have been a very emotional walk back to the bunk.
Didn't we hear another story like that?
When I went to London, I volunteered to be in a magic show with this guy, and he asked me to put a straitjacket on him, which I thought was like okay at the beginning. But then I had to pull the straitjacket and tie it around his butt, and like I also had to tie it all over him. And then like he was just like very friendly to me, and I was like, "You're creepy, bye."
That is hilarious. Did you just like laugh it off and walk away, or were you like kind of...
Did you get embarrassed or your
Freaked out.
face turned red or anything?
Oh, my face turned red because there were like 1,000 people watching me.
Well, one time my teacher confiscated my phone because it rang in the middle of a midterm, and she said she had an overnight policy. The next morning, she handed it back, and my alarm clock was going off with a curse word on the front, beeping school, which is how I like to wake up every morning. And it was an extremely awkward encounter because our eyes met and then our eyes went to the phone and back up. And I think that our relationship is a little different now because she doesn't see me as so innocent. And I'm a little uncomfortable.
Those were a few examples of awkward situations which eventually turned into funny stories to share with others.
Oftentimes, confidence in class affect awkward situations. For example, if a popular person says something funny, people will laugh. But maybe if a weird person says something funny and we're put in the same situation, people would doubt them. Why is this?
Oh wait, I actually have a very similar situation. Last year, I tried out for this new soccer team, and all the girls who were already on the team were laughing and having a good time together. Every time I spoke, they just kind of looked at each other and smiled, but I didn't know them well enough to determine if they were laughing with me or at me, and I felt very uncomfortable.
Who do you think created this insecurity that you were feeling?
I think I was the one who created the awkwardness because I went into the situation feeling unwelcome before I even met these girls.
How about you, Julia?
Have you ever seen your parents do something childish, and was it hard to accept?
One time I was at a bar mitzvah with my friend Marcy, and her mom showed up wearing a very tight dress that was really short, 6-inch heels. And all the guys were like, wow, Marcy, like, your mom is hot. And she felt really uncomfortable because her mom shouldn't be placed in the category as our friends. And the other moms were wearing flowy dresses, which made Marcy's mom not fit in. Just like a mother doing something out of their element, like drinking a lot of alcohol or wearing tight dresses, Marisol was socially out of his element when not caring about his mother's funeral and not having solid emotions in his relationship with his girlfriend. Both the parent and Marisol in this situation were expected to act otherwise, which is why it is sort of awkward and uncomfortable to see them do things that are out of the norm.
Sometimes inconvenient encounters have the capability to get into one's head and take away from the experience.
Why don't we show you what we mean?
In first grade, we were playing with these random things like Legos or something, and then it was like recess, so everyone was leaving. And then me and this kid were left in it, and I don't know why. I just kissed him, and then when we went out to recess, we were at the tire swing, and then he was telling all his friends, and I was just standing there laughing.
Really embarrassed. Were you sad or were you like laughing about
I feel like I was really embarrassed, but it's not until later that I realized how horrible.
Do you still know this person now?
Yeah.
Is it awkward with you too?
No, I don't think he remembers. I can't remember if it's Scott or Steven.
I have an embarrassing story, although it's not about me, it's about my mother.
Okay.
She was in middle school, and she was at recess, and they were having this like backflip cartwheel competition, like kind of like gymnast stuff. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but she decided that she'd show off her talents and try to do a backflip, kickstand, whatever you call them. And in the middle of doing so, she farted. And all these guys were there, and they're like, oh my god, she just farted, oh, she's gross.
Oh my god, how did she cover it up?
Well, that's the funny part. That's where it becomes funny, because she said that her back cracked, and that she really hurt her back, and she had to go to school for the next week pretending that she had a hurt back that was slowly getting better.
She actually pretended every day that she went to school?
Every single day.
Did you wear a back brace?
No.
Yeah, that would be a little too far, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a little too far.
Thank you for sharing your mom's story. I'm sure she'd be very embarrassed and disappointed in you.
Experience with a girl or guy that you liked?
Yeah, there was this one time in like 7th or 8th grade that a girl texted me saying, "Hey, what's up, you want to hang out?" And I got so excited that I took a screenshot of it, and instead of sending it to my group chat to show my friends that this girl texted me, I sent it right back to her. And I immediately started like freaking out, and then she said never mind, and that was the end.
Oh,
She said
God.
never mind.
So did you ever hang out with her since that day, or just...
No, ever since then, whenever I see her, it's just like an awkward time.
Did you never laughed it off? Like, mention it to her in person?
No.
I can't say that's never happened to me before.
Well, hopefully you both learned your lesson from that one, I guess. Another form of social awkwardness is oblivion. There are plenty of people in the world that are oblivious to the fact that they are just inevitably queer, so the people they interact with are forced to make conversation flow.
One time this guy named Jack came over for a math project, and he was acting really awkward and just talking about his life, and he didn't realize how awkward he was acting. I just had to pretend that I cared, and it was awkward for me.
Have you ever had an awkward experience on a date?
Yeah, me and Charles. We went out to dinner. There was some miscommunication, and it didn't result well.
What do you mean miscommunication? Can you clarify that?
I may have thought something, and Charles may have thought something else.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking it was just friends' dinner. He thought it was something more, but
And
did not work
what
out
made you
well.
think that he thought it was something more?
That's private.
Charles, do you have anything you'd like to add on to that? Anything to disagree, agree?
Nah, he's got everything.
Now and then, reckless people say and do things without thinking.
I think this can impair someone's sensitive side, which can also create an awkward boundary.
I happen to know one woman that had it really bad.
I was online at Balducci's waiting to pay for all of my groceries, and there were several people behind me when the person at the register looked at my forehead and said, "Oh, you have a big pimple on your forehead." And it was so upsetting and unexpected, and I didn't know how to react, and I was upset that they pointed it out and that the other people heard as well, and that's something I would expect somebody to say who doesn't even know me.
In relation to this, Marisol tends to act brutally honest at times and provokes society's guidelines for what is proper. An example of this is when he's at the court and the magistrate is obviously angry with him. He asks if he believes in God, and he responds by saying no.
He obviously did not feel the need to sugarcoat this, which just shows something about Marisol's character. In the end, socially awkward moments occur to every type of person.
But how you pick yourself back up is what differentiates falling beneath the cracks or dusting it off.
And remember, I'm Julia.
And I'm Julia too.
Ugh, whatever. Ugh.